Hello, I'm Paul Pluter and welcome to Paul Pluter Prestige. Today I'd like to talk about the Louis Vuitton Bisten. And the Louis Vuitton Bisten is Louis Vuitton's hard case traditional suitcase. And the Bisten has been a personal favourite of mine for years. And many people get confused between the Alza and the Bisten. And basically, the Alza and Bisten are very similar, except the Alza is slightly fatter, and it has an inner tray, whereas the Bisten does not have this inner tray. And personally, I actually prefer the Bisten because the tray's a bit delicate and they often get misplaced. And I think they're kind of, they hark back to a vintage age when you had delicate things you would put in the tray, whereas now with modern life, the casualization of society, we don't have delicate things that we need to put in a tray. But the Bisten itself has been an item which I've lusted after for many, many years. And it's made by Louis Vuitton in Paris, and it uses many of the traditional suitcase making techniques. It uses poplar, which is a special type of wood, which is aged for 10 to 15 years to stop it bowing. It's covered in a canvas, which is the Monogram canvas you can see on this item here. And it's just an exquisite piece, handmade by craftsmen, and it's just a gorgeous thing to behold. I'm very fortunate to have two Bistens, and they come in a range of sizes, and you can stack them up as a ascending type stack, which many people have done in their homes. But the Bisten itself, I love them. They're usable, and I have used my Bistens on many holidays myself. Unfortunately, being a wooden type box, it's something I really wouldn't recommend to be used on a commercial flight. You've really got to use it for car trips or any trips where you can sort of safeguard this luggage here. And it's a bit unfortunate that people really don't, baggage handlers don't really looking after a customer's luggage. It's just how much can we squeeze in as a smaller space as possible. So it is unfortunate. This is the times we live in. And the thing is with these Bistens, because they're so traditionally made with wood, brass, and a lot of skill and craftsmanship, they're also quite heavy. So an empty Bisten itself is about 12 kilograms empty. So, if you've got a luggage allowance of about 20 kilos, you can sort of see that it won't take long to go way over it. So they're not the greatest thing to travel on a flight with. But in the same token, they're a beautiful object and you can certainly use it. And we've used it for holidays that we've gone on ourselves. The Bistens themselves, they were available in a beautiful damier type pattern, but that pattern's no longer available. That was done for the limited edition in 1996. The Monogram one is the current one that you can still buy in the stores, and I've also got an Alza which is in tiger green. You can get it in epi, and the Bistens also, they come in the beautiful multicolour. So there are a few variations. When Louis Vuitton releases a new line, they'll often do a Bisten in this new line, and they're quite exquisite and of course expensive. The Bisten itself is something that it's for the serious Louis Vuitton collector and fan, and it's not something that you would just buy sparingly. The price on a Bisten itself there in Australia is about the $6,000 to $7,000 mark. With the Australian dollar strengthening a bit, prices have come down a smidgen, but they're still a very expensive purchase. And they're something which you can buy and treasure for years to come, and I just love them. I think they're a quality item. If you look at the workmanship that goes into it, the amount of time it takes to make one, I think the price is quite, I certainly wouldn't say it's cheap, but I think it's you'd almost say it's reasonable, if you can use such a word for a suitcase which is thousands of dollars. But they're a timeless piece. They're a great piece. And one of the beautiful things about Louis Vuitton is if you've bought a hard case item in Monogram or Damia, they will actually allow you to put some stripes and your initials on the item. Now, this is a service only for hard case items in Monogram or Damia, and you've got a choice of colours which are the traditional trunk type colours, and you can select the stripes which way they go, and you can select some initials. So it's really quite a great service for the upper echelon Louis Vuitton customer, and I had the pleasure of getting our Bistens personalised, and I love it. They're an heirloom. They're not something I really want to sell, and I think they just look gorgeous. But the Bistens themselves, they're an item for a serious collector to get. And they're just something to treasure. I have seen them at times on the secondary market. I've always, with my Bistens, I want the best Bistens possible. They are available on the secondary market in a range of conditions, and I think you've really got to buy the best possible product. That's always your best way for investment potential. But I think they're a great piece. They make great storage. You can put things in them when you've got them at home. They're an item you can display proudly. They're just a lovely thing. I'm Paul Pluter from Paul Pluter Prestige. Tell me what you think of the Louis Vuitton Bisten.